Manuel Loggins Jr.,
Anthony Lamar Smith,
Jamarian Robinson,
Kajime Powell,
Ryan Twyman,
Dontre Hamilton,
Jamel Robertson,
Quintonio LaGreer,
Devon Bailey,
Jeremy McDowell,
Bottom Jean,
Alton Sterling,
Jonathan Farrell, Philando Castillo,
Terrence Crutcher,
Charles Kinsey,
E.J. Bradford,
Michael Brown,
Nakai Gurley,
Jamar Clark,
Eric Garner,
Willie McCoy,
Stephon Clark, Freddie Gray,
Greg Gunn,
Keith Scott,
Anthony Hill.
Stop! How many more names until we realize that enough is enough?
How many more names do we need until we realize things need to change?
How many more names do we need until we realize this is an issue that needs to be addressed?
509 people have been shot and killed by the police in the U.S. just this year. 24% of those were black people. And that's despite the fact that the black population only makes up 13% of the total population of the United States.
Children are growing up without fathers.
It's a shame that we have to go to the graveyard and bury them. And we have tears, and we shouldn't have tears. We need our fathers and mothers to be by our side.
Wives without husbands.
They took his life for no reason. They did this to my daughter, and they did it to me, and I want justice, and I want peace.
Mothers without sons.
Nothing compares to the pain that I'm going through right now.
We are fed up.
We shouldn't have to protest because y'all are treating us wrong. We do this because we need to and have rights.
Despite the riots and protests sparked by the discontent among the black community, very little change has been made.
Cops are getting paid leave for killing people. That's not right. That's not right by anyone's standards.
Police brutality victims are often blamed for their own deaths by the offending officers. With the frequent lack of body cameras on police due to high costs, as well as the fact that there are often no witnesses to these crimes, these victims are left voiceless during both life and death. In order to avoid future altercations, a protocol was established for how African Americans should act when stopped by an officer. 1. Keep your hands up and visible at all times. And 2. Don't question or disobey the orders given. When in contact with police, we now ask the question, how effective is this protocol? Here we see Charles Kinsey with his hands up, obeying officers and informing them that the object in his client's hand is not a weapon, yet he was still shot by the officers.
I mean, I got these guys coming at me with AR-15s. I mean, I'm actually seeing this here. My first thought was to throw my hands up and let them know, hey, I'm no threat to you, none whatsoever. My client is no threat to you, none whatsoever. I made it so clear to these officers. I made it clear. I mean, I'm at the height of my lungs to where I was hoarse when I got finished. You know, it got to the point to where I just gave up because there wasn't nothing else that I could do.
Here we see Leon Ford being assaulted by police. During the struggle, the car went into drive, and one of the officers was in the passenger seat. The officer shot him 5 times, leaving him paralyzed from the waist down.
I'm here to talk about being a survivor. And so you guys watch the video. I am a survivor. I survived being shot 5 times by a Pittsburgh police officer. I was shot 1 time in my neck, 2 in my chest, 1 in my arm, and 1 in my hip. I still remember how it felt to lay in the ICU, not knowing if I was going to live or die. I remember the emotions that I felt, you know, after realizing that I had been shot by someone that society told me my entire life that was supposed to protect me and prevent me from getting hurt.
And to answer that question, no, the protocol is not effective.
Though it appears as if this issue is getting a lot of attention, there is still not enough being done.
My colleagues refer to them as criminals, I call them citizens. They call them animals, I call them African Americans. They call them perps, I call them people.
And you may have killed the dreamer, but the dream lives on.
It's time we all come together and start making a real change. Don't wait until it's your father, your brother, or your husband. The time for change is now.